A very good morning, it's Fabio and welcome back to another daily market outlook in which we discuss every single major dollar pair and of course gold. So EURUSD first, and the bias has played out, guys. As you guys know, we've been looking at further downside here from EURUSD, and here we can see the push down, the correction, the push down, then another correction, and now we're currently pushing down once again. So yesterday something very interesting happened, which is that the overall daily fractal low broke. So this now means that after this low break, the overall swing trend, which is very obviously down and bearish, but also the fractal trend here on the daily time frame is now bearish as well. Therefore, this is now your area of supply that is in control, and the market should continue pushing down lower from it as long as this high over here is respected. We grab liquidity above these two equal highs, and now after seeing this bearish change of character, this liquidity grab for me is now confirmed, and we can now look for further downside to mirror this overall move in towards the downside. So again, the daily for me is very clear, guys, bearish overall, and now the fractal structure is also bearish overall. So as long as the overall fractal high, which is this high over here, is protected, we should continue down lower. Okay, so now looking at the 4-hour time frame, what can we see over there? Well, obviously the overall 4-hour supply zone, which we drew in yesterday, has played out to absolute perfection. So there were some 15-minute setups that I'm going to show you in a second, but remember as well, yesterday I think we drew in this supply zone and we respected the overall fractal high, which was this high over here. Therefore, further downside made sense the entire time. If you go in towards, for example, the 15-minute time frame, you can very clearly see that EU just came back all the way up to grab all the liquidity above these descending highs, and then boom, massive sell-off. So overall, not gonna lie, EURUSD was a little bit messy yesterday. AUDUSD was a lot cleaner, which we're going to touch upon in a second. But overall here from EURUSD, I'm just only looking for further downside. No buys at all on my radar. However, to be very honest, it's a little bit of a December market. We don't have like very clear areas of supply anymore. And if you would be very mechanical, this is now your area of supply on the 4-hour. So let's see if it does indeed sell off from that supply zone. Personally, not the biggest fan of trading off of this zone, but I'll be keeping you guys in the loop inside Discord, so make sure to join. The link is in the Discord. The link is in the description down below. Going in towards the dollar index has been pushing up higher from that demand zone which we mentioned. So yes, a pretty on point analysis, if I may say. We can very clearly see that this demand zone is now pushing the dollar up higher. Now obviously this is in line with the overall daily fractal structure, so it is now very, very clear to me that we now have a demand zone here that is currently in control. All right, so as long as the fractal low, guys, which is this low over here, holds, the market should continue to push up higher and form another new higher high here on the dollar index. Nothing more, nothing less. Going in towards AUDUSD, what is happening over there? So AU obviously still pushing down lower from where? Well, from that area of supply. So you can see that we still have very clearly the overall fractal high and fractal low drawn on. As you can see, remember what I mentioned yesterday. Again, this is the beauty of the mechanical strategy, guys. And if you want to learn this, make sure to check the link in the description down below, forums.tta/capital.com. And then I'll literally explain this entire strategy to you and help you guys with a lot of other individuals. But more on that very, very soon. But as we can see here, daily fractal high, daily fractal low. Here we had the fractal break on this low over here. Market retraces in towards premium and then sells off down in towards the lows again. Going in towards the 1-hour time frame, I mean, you guys all know what we mentioned in yesterday's video. Here, the break of structure. Then what did we have over here? We had all the liquidity highs, so very obvious trendline liquidity. We pop above it. Now, obviously, everybody looking to trade the break retest here of this support and resistance level. You can see here the bullish confirmation, but it fails. Then what happens? Remember what I mentioned yesterday, the 1-hour fractal low break after tapping into this imbalance area of supply. So then we break the fractal low here, and then we start pushing with the overall order flow down. I mean, this was just an absolute beauty, guys. Very, very clearly, we can see that this supply zone held and pushed the market down lower. So some nice price action there from AU. AU is currently now at the lows, so it is not interesting anymore, but this was the trade to take inside premium. Now, obviously, we still expect for the downside, but you're trading inside discount, and discount is everything underneath the 0.5 fib. Therefore, it is lower probability to get into any shorts over here. So I would prefer to wait for a little bit of a higher retracement than look for another downside push before getting into a new position. GBPUSD sold off down lower as well, and it's selling off very, very hard. So this is absolute beautiful scenes, guys. what do we now have? We now have the daily fractal low break. So I'm now happy to look for sells on GU once again. Remember what I mentioned yesterday, I was not trading GU due to the choppy nature, but overall we now have a daily supply zone formed over here. So now what I'll do is I'll go in towards the 4-hour time frame and I'll start looking for further downside on this pair as well. So let's see if we can get a nice retracement and then follow the overall fractal structure down lower on GBPUSD. Not interested in any longs after breaking this daily fractal low. For myself, the overall momentum again, guys, is bearish on GU, push down, retracement, push down. This for me is a retracement, and now the bearish fractal low break for me is just confirmation that we're ready to push down lower once again. Going into NZDUSD here overall also moving down bearish and lower. I mean, how more accurate can we be with the overall analysis, guys? Daily supply is still holding up, momentum is still bearish very clearly. I mean, anybody trying to long this, it just wants to die. Obviously, if you trade like the 5-minute time frame, yeah, you can get in on these scalps, but you can see that the overall momentum is just in towards the downside. So overall, we indeed rejected this area of 4-hour supply, and then we pushed down lower from there. For myself, again, there was not a very high conviction play here on NZDUSD. However, we did break the 4-hour fractal low, and then you see again, okay, the daily fractal is bearish. The 4-hour fractal was bearish after this low break. Then you go in towards the 1 hour. And then you see that as soon as you break the 1-hour fractal low here, right? So this low over here, this buy before the sell then becomes your supply zone. You tap in and then you sell off once again. So some really nice price action. Now you can see the market is consolidating. It has lows and it has highs. So now fractal structure is not very relevant. All you now want to see is again kind of like a pop above like this liquidity that we're forming in towards the downside. Maybe pop up, in towards this supply zone over here, and then just look for bearish confirmation again to sell this down lower. So that's what we'll be looking for in NZDUSD. And then last of all, we have of course gold. Gold itself is now consolidating. It made a major sell-off yesterday. I'm still interested in looking for further upside. Overall, gold has now retraced into nearly the 50% mark. Let's see it sell off maybe just a little bit lower. And then, yeah, I'll be interested in some more longs. We have a fresh area of demand over here, which I'm keeping an eye on. This is what I'm very interested in for gold, with a lot of liquidity positioned above it. As you can see over here, we grab liquidity. So what I'll be looking for maybe is just either this or we want to see this. Okay, so these are the two longs that I'm currently looking at, but it needs some time to develop. So I'll be keeping my charts open. I don't want to long gold from here just yet. For me, there's still liquidity open underneath this low, unless we start really seeing some order flow connection in towards the upside. But yeah, I would really prefer this low over here to get swiped. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day, and we'll speak soon.